welcome back to another episode of Project B Team. Hopefully you guys can hear me over all this loud noise. I have to have my windows down because no AC in here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little introduction of a few of the basic runs at TX2K. I actually just made my way back today. I probably made it back to we landed here from Texas about 2 p.m. Had to drive out to my buddy's house to pick up my car, and drove back to the house. Had to get ready for school, so that's why you see me in the attire you see me in. And yeah, so I just want to talk a little bit about how the Texas trip went and Texas 2K and everything else. So first and foremost, it kind of sucks because I really enjoyed that track where the event was being held, and I had heard some rumors in the area in Texas that track was going to be shut down. I was hoping that it was just rumors, but apparently it's a little more than rumors. The announcer announced that the track was officially done. That was the last Texas 2K in Houston. So by this time next month, that track is going to be reduced to nothing but rubble. But so they're going to be moving the show to Ennis, Texas, which is just south of Dallas. So Texas 2K23 is going to be held there, and I'm definitely going to make my way over to check out TX2K24. Yeah, there was a lot of crazy cars out there. There wasn't as many imports as I would have liked to see. There was a ton of imports in the pits. A lot of stuff to check out. I'll show you a few of the imports and stuff that I filmed while I was walking through the pits, and some of the stuff that we seen through there. But the majority of the cars that were actually competing was either DCT cars, so cars with dual clutch transmissions, Lamborghinis, GTR, stuff like that, or in every other class it was some type of American domestic setup, something with an LS or some type of big motor Ford, or a lot of Hemis. Few and far between did you see like a Civic or like a DSM or anything like that. So, but yeah, let me go ahead and show you some of the racing that we saw early on in the day.
Buy a t-shirt and what? Oh. It's for Shane right here. Yeah, and he's
enjoyed some of those clips. There's a lot of crazy builds out here, all types of stuff. The competition clutch Civic, I forgot his name. I don't really want to butcher it. It was EK Hatch with a H series. He actually ran a personal best of 7.63 seconds on the quarter mile at Houston Raceway. Unfortunately, the 2 days that I wasn't there, he really wasn't placing all too well. There was a lot of technicalities. The weather changed and it got really cold and it was just really hard to grip. There was a lot of people having a lot of issues. But Miles Kerr and his Integra really caught my attention. And he was running very consistently. Miles has always been known to have more of an 8-second car. It's an all-wheel drive Integra. I believe it makes about 900 or 1,000 horsepower. And he said in one of his interviews that he had a little more in the car this time for Texas 2K. And the way that he's been running, he definitely does, because he's running 7s easily. So that was a car that early on, as soon as I seen him run in the high 7s, I just started paying a lot of attention to what he was doing. And it just seems like every time he ran it, he was getting 1/10 of a second lower and lower and lower. It was a really consistent car. So yeah, these are some of the runs that Miles did here. So was the ETS Tuning GTR. That was actually one of my favorites also. ETS Tuning just really knows exactly what to do with these cars. But I'm gonna go ahead and show you a few more clips of some of the other favorites. And I'm pulling into the university here now. So I am gonna catch up with you guys when I get out of class. So it's after class, y'all. Where did we leave off at? So I'm assuming we're probably in Sunday by now. I'm pretty sure you've seen some of the runs that Miles Kerr has done. That Integra was just insane. There was a lot of crashes, a lot of braking. I didn't film a lot of that stuff because I figured you guys wouldn't want to see that. I mean, the crashes, most of the crashes that happened, I was never filming. You can see a lot of them in like the 1320 videos and stuff like that. But yeah, there's a lot of racing going on. Things start to get heated, especially in the stick shift class. You can see Cletus McFarlane. So in case you're wondering, all the races with Cletus McFarlane and Mullet, which is his El Camino, and with McFlurry, which is the Fox Body Mustang with the 6.7 motor, the 6.7 gas motor. So they kind of got screwed. They had bad luck. So if it looks like they're not pushing the cars, it's because they're not. So what ended up happening was Cletus explained in one of his videos that when he went for his qualifying run, after he did the burnout, he accidentally turned off his boost in the car. And so basically he ended up doing the run with little to no boost, and that's why he got the time that he did, and he qualified in the class that he qualified. So there's two separate classes. You have your street class, like 850 or 750 and slower, and your street class like 750 and faster. So he qualified in the slower class. The Mustang qualified in a different class as well, because you have like street class pro, street class unlimited, and street class like I don't know, just regular, I guess. And so they ended up in two different classes, so that's good. They ended up not racing each other. And then I think Leroy qualified for the 750 or faster class. But yeah, they just kept having issues with Leroy, number one. So Leroy got knocked out. And then the El Camino and the Mustang, the issue with them is that they were trying so hard to get them to go slow, but they ended up breaking out of their times. So the race with the Fox Body and the Cadillac, James was trying to stay just ahead of the Cadillac, but he underestimated how fast the Cadillac was, and in the end it kind of forced them to kind of get back into it a little bit, and he ended up breaking out of his time. And then Cletus did the same thing. Cletus was running another car. I think his breakout was like 795 or something like that, and he ended up running like a 780 or something like that. So he ended up breaking out with the El Camino, therefore he got disqualified. But that's how it is. That's racing. I mean, sometimes you have good luck, sometimes you have bad luck, as you're about to see in these next few clips.